G'day, Stu from UAVFutures. Welcome back to our Happy Flying live stream. This is number 21, but let's go through a little bit of housekeeping first. I wasn't really paying attention to the time. I was sitting here, everything was ready, and then I was like, oh man, it's 10 o'clock. I better press go live. Let's go stream. So let me know if you can hear me in the chat. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about. If you like FPV, if you like hanging out, enjoying our hobby and just chatting, all some new tech that we've got coming up as well. This is going to be the place for you. Let me just click on a couple of things here. And I can see Russ Wolf is in the chat as well. I know Johnny DRC and some others are right here. Yeah, let me know. Can you hear me? Audio check before we continue talk about what's coming up in our stream. Because I'm hoping this microphone is well. Oh yeah, Johnny DRC is saying, yes, sounds good, Stu. So we've got a heap of stuff coming up today. If you've got any questions at all, please make sure you tag me, just like at UAVFutures. It makes your message stand out. It makes it really easy to answer your questions. And if I can help you get flying, just get in the air and have an awesome time. That is what this whole channel is all about. Now, let me tell you what we've got coming up in the stream today. So we have a possible new jumper radio, which, well, I've never seen it before, so maybe you guys can help me decide is this actually a new product or am I just out of loop on this one? We've got a bit of a product wrap up. So for 2024, we're going to be talking about the best and worst products that came across the bench on UAVFutures in 2024. Some real stinkers, but also some things that I think were absolutely game changers. We're going to be talking about some DJI links. I need to talk about like searching for walk snail and my Mob 8, and basically just I got a question that I thought this is perfect in my email, in my inbox. I was like, this is going to help a lot of people. I need to show people how this works as well. We're going to be talking about FPV is no longer just a hobby, so sort of where it is moving towards. It's a little bit sort of maybe like when people first discovered flight and it was all for fun and people just cruising around, and now it's totally different. The same thing might be happening for FPV. I know Grim Ripper did a pretty cool video a little while ago called Make Our Hobby Great Again. So we're going to be chatting about that and some of the limitations or what is really holding FPV back in 2025 and what we can do about it. When to fly your broken lipo, and yeah, just all in all, hanging out, having a good time, chatting all things FPV. So let me know what the time is where you are. Grab yourself a cup of coffee, grab yourself a drink, whatever it may be, whether it be morning, at night, kick back, relax, hang out. And I just want to say thanks for being here, because this is the best part of my working week. This is episode, I think we're up to, what did I title this one? 2021. So, yeah, episode number 21. That's how many months is that? What's 21 divided by? That's like 5.5 months right there of doing these streams. So yeah, it's I started out with a goal of 10, and this is just an amazing time to hang out, chat with you guys, interact, see what you're up to, and just share this love of FPV. So I can see Nathaniel, he's saying it's midnight where he is. Johnson is saying 7 p.m. for him. It is 10 a.m. for me here in Oz, and we've had some absolutely crazy weather. We had some big storms last night, and yeah, it's still been a lot of rain, although we had 2 very, very hot days the 2 days prior to that. So a lot of moisture in the air, a couple of windy days as well. And to be honest, I want to get back out, go flying, and possibly do some fishing with Stickman Steve as well. Oh, Chris is on the same time. There, we've got Chris Croft tuning in the chat as well. He's on 10 a.m. Stu's time. So, welcome. Good. It's a good day, Monday mornings. Oh, man, and Kaishan's absolutely crushing it there. He's saying it's 7 p.m., enjoying some Chinese while tuning in. Well, you know, here's a little bit of history. Where I grew up, which was like country New South Wales in Australia, like not very many people. And in the 80s, there was not that much selection of like different cuisines. And I think we had one Chinese restaurant. So I have a bit of a soft spot for some Australian Chinese takeaway that, I don't know, just reminds me of my childhood, because other than that, it was just like fish and chips or that was sort of the extravagance of the culture here. Thankfully, it's very different nowadays, but yeah, some Chinese is a pretty cool way to spend the evening talking all things FPV. And Sean as well saying these streams are great, man. I missed a couple, but I always catch up on them. Thanks very much there, Sean, hope things are doing well. And I have to say, he's been around since 2021. And let me know in the chat, did you end up kicking the cigarettes there? Because I know that was something that you were working on. Fingers crossed we get some positive answers there. Because if it is a negative answer, it's never too late to change. It would have been the best time to change that habit would have been a couple of years ago. The second best time is today. So, all right, let's kick it off. First things first, we always start the stream after a bit of a welcome, get some of the audio issues out and all that sort of stuff. I want to say this stream, first and foremost, it is about the family. It is about you guys right here, the UAVFutures stream family, week in, week out, and we always bring attention a little bit to mental health. So if you are struggling or you want somebody to talk to, this is a great place, man. I'm telling you, our community is so amazing. The FPV community is so supportive. There's like a Discord link down below. And maybe you just want someone to talk to when you're just happy and hanging out. Or maybe if there is one person who is watching this, just one. Just maybe they're watching this after the stream. Maybe they're not even in this right now. But if there's one person watching this and they just need something a little bit different or just that little bit of a push or a hint, you never know when your words can change somebody's life. So this is them right now, me speaking to that person. If you need some support, please reach out. There's a Discord down below of amazing people. Or if you would like to go talk to a professional, please go and see a doctor if you're struggling with your mental health, because I know what it was like. I've been there and I don't want anybody else to have to go through that alone. So my inbox is always open. Send me a message. It's just something that I truly believe in. And if I can use my position here to reach out and change just one person's life, FPV is amazing and it changed my life in such a positive way. And if we can change somebody else's life as well, just one person, that's truly the most important thing about this whole stream. Even though we've got tons and tons of other cool FPV things to talk about, it's worth taking a little bit of time out of the stream each time just to say that and say, hey, if that is you, if you're the one person who needs to hear that, we're here. And our community is amazing. Please don't feel shy or weak for speaking up. It's not weak to speak. Like I say, if you broke your leg, you go to the doctors. If you broke your mind a little bit and it's not feeling right, please go to the doctors as well. Sean's saying, yeah, been years since I had a ciggy, and don't drink beers either. Well done, brother. So really, really proud of you there. I know a big shout out to Donnie FPV as well. He was an inspiration to a lot of people. He said, I'm going to quit smoking cigarettes. We were talking about it on the stream one time. And he did it. So what an absolute legend, changing his life with a bit of positivity and this amazing community as well. All right, let's talk about this. So this is a new radio that popped up. I got an email and it was like, hey, Stu, can you review this? And I looked at it and I thought, at first I said no. And then I had a bit of a closer look and I said, yeah, actually, I think I would like to have a look at that. So this right here, please don't break, Mr. Computer, if I click this button. So the Jumper Bumblebee FPV radio. So what we've got right here, and we can look at it, actually, it is Bangers that sent it to me. Is this a new radio for like $100? Because let's have a look at this closer picture. Does this kind of let me zoom in? Block. Yeah, that'd be right, wouldn't it? But this radio right here, about $100, ELRS, 1,000 watts, which is going to be more than the Pocket. But I have to say, I'm not really a big fan of the colors or anything. And I think maybe they're trying to jump into like that Transformers theme or something, which I am. I do like Transformers, but just not naming my FPV products after them. But this looks like it might be doing some things interesting. So we've got lots of probably more switches than we definitely need for FPV. But what I really like is this size. So we've got a fan on the back as well, of course, because it's 1000 milliwatts, an ELRS radio. But yeah, the size of this, it really looks like an Xbox controller or an Xbox remote. It'll be very interesting to see if we can fit some new gimbals in here. I think it's also, if I go over here to the newbie, so they're going to let me zoom in here. What's going on here? Yeah, if we can fit some of those nano gimbals in here. I love the Pocket radio, even though I did smash mine and the front of it fell off. But, okay, maybe it's not going to let me look at some of these pictures. Oh, there's a whole bunch of colors. All right. I still think yellow does look the coolest. Ergonomic design. This will be interesting to find out exactly what sort of gimbal is in here. and I do like the antenna that we can put on the top. I think that's one of the best things about the pocket radio versus something like the Boxer. The Boxer antenna, I don't like how you have to like unscrew the antenna if you really need to pack it down or anything. I know Stickman Steve, he's had some issues with his. Would you guys get this? I don't know if this was up to you. If you were looking at a radio, I'd feel like the price is kind of okay as well. I know the Pocket is very, very cheap at $60. It's absolutely amazing. But yeah, this, we've got 1000 watts ELRS. It probably comes down to how these gimbals feel and maybe what the finish is like. So I don't know. I didn't think I needed a new radio. I am more than enough. Like I am happy enough with my Pocket that I use all the time. But this is kind of cool. Like if it is a little bit ergonomic and it does look like it's going to fit better in the hands than the Pocket, this might be right up your alley. I don't know how to go if you're a pincher though. I don't even know how many people like. Let me know in the chat. Do you pinch, or are you sort of a pilot who uses their thumbs? Because I don't know how this would go if you're a pinching pilot. No scroll wheel though. Unless that's it right here. Okay, that's interesting. Does it have a module bay? Okay. I don't know. Does it have a module bay? Or am I just missing that? Because that could be a bit of a limitation for a lot of people. Why is this so zoomed out? Reset. Module. I don't think I can see this, guys. No JR bay. Batteries not included. Okay, it takes 18650s. Huh. I was not expecting that. I mean, look, I don't use a module very often. But if I've got a lot of radios, but oh look, now it seems to be zooming in quite a lot. But if I was going to buy one radio, a module bay is kind of a bit of a must. Like it just really future-proofs things. I don't know, pretty interesting. Keishan, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Sorry, he's saying, I feel that pricing is not competitive enough with the Pocket. Anyway, we've got about $35 difference. I guess we are going up to 1000 milliwatts. That's probably the big difference. But yeah, no, surely they can't build that without a JR module. I didn't even notice that until now. It looks like the Zorro and around the same price. So yeah, I think the Zorro is a little bit different, and the Zorro just didn't really gel with me. I don't know why. It just wasn't my favorite radio. There was nothing wrong with it per se. It felt like it should have punched a little bit harder. It should have been a little bit better than what we actually got in the end. I don't know. I know a lot of people like the Zorro. Probably caught a bit of heat from that, but yeah, it's not my favorite. But we can move on. I can't wait to review it anyway. I think it'll be really cool. If it does replace my Pocket, it'll be a happy surprise, and probably like a nice middle ground between that. And how much is the Radio Master Crush? Or the Boxer Crush, I should say. Let me go. Where were we? Let's have a look how much the Crush is. Okay, so a significant difference here. It's like, well, $180 at the cheapest. So yeah, this is a full-size radio, I guess, between this and the Pocket as well. Can I just say, how good is this website looking? Like DIY FPV right there, little sneak peek. It won't be very long, trust me. All right, moving on. The next thing that I would like to talk about is at Chris's phone at UAVFutures, it says external module. It might be like the old jumper radios where you have to install a nano module bay yourself. Yeah, I don't know, I guess we'll see. I'll let you know when we're turning up. We got Drone as well. He's saying days, and Swanson is saying can't wait to use it. What, are you getting one? Have you ordered one? I've never seen it before, so maybe it's already out and I just don't know. I just got that email and at first I said no, and I was like, okay, I can have a look. It says it's under the triangle cover on the back. Triangle cover on the back. Oh, okay. I don't know if this is let's have a look here. All right, if it is under there, then that's a little bit better. It looks much brighter on my stream than actually what it is on this monitor. I must have the brightness turned right down. But yeah, all in all, I'm excited to try it. I'll let you know how it goes. Would I be upgrading? Not unless it's absolutely amazing, which I don't see it being. That's still just another ELRS radio. But I don't think it's out of this world pricing or anything like that. I think it's definitely has a little place in the market. We'll just have to see how it feels in the hand. Who knows? Maybe I'll be like, man, this radio was awesome. I loved how it felt. It packed away really easy. It will replace my pocket. I'm not beholden to any, I don't have one favorite brand over another, but I do really like these smaller radios. So the Tango 2, the Pocket, and maybe this, we'll see how they go. And that's probably the big three when we've got Radio Master, Jumper, and TBS as well with their, but they're on Crossfire. So a little bit of a different case and situation. All right, moving on. Let's talk a little bit. If you don't have any questions, please throw them in the chat down below, or it's on the sidebar actually for me. If you need to ask any questions, we got Lockness as well. He's saying hi all. Mads went long today. Oh yeah, so from Mads Tech Stream. I was watching that a little bit before I turned my stream on. Actually, he always does a really, really cool stream. But thanks for tuning in. It is the best part of my working week. This is episode number 21. So it has been, we've been doing this for getting close to half a year now. And Keishan is saying, what is your buy once, cry once radio? What do you mean by that? Like, I'm happy for like a buy once and then you don't have to cry. I guess are you saying what's a radio that I have purchased and I don't think is worth it? Is that sort of what you're asking there? And I'll answer your question in just a second, Crash and Burn. I think something that is not buy once and cry once has been my pocket radio. From the get-go, I've had the very earliest revision. I've had no hiccups with it. It's been amazing. I also have a crush version, which is just essentially a different color, which was a little bit disappointing. And they did change like a couple of the button designs and some smaller features on there. But that for $60, it's still my number one pick of radio for people getting into the hobby. I use it more than any other radio. It is fine. I have upgraded mine since with the nano gimbals, but that's neither here nor there. Even in its first form, it was still an awesome little radio. Other people saying that T15 is nice, and Cole's saying, what did I miss? I just got here. We were just talking about a new jumper radio, which was this right here, which I should have on the stream. I bet you it turns up today in the post, actually. It feels like every time I finish the stream, I've got a delivery out the front. So the postman must have my place dialed in. He's probably watching my stream knowing that I don't have to answer the door. He can just throw the package over the fence. Alrighty. Crash and Burn. Let's have a look here. See if I can put this on the screen, answer your question for you. And he is saying, I'm having overheat issues when crashing my drone out in the Aussie heat. Is there anything I can do to keep it cool while I retrieve it? Okay, there is a couple of different things. Some you can probably do hardware side, and others you can probably do on a software side. So the first thing you can do is what part is overheating, and if I had to guess, I would say it is your VTX. So what you can do, VTX gets very, very hot. Like if you ever have to do an update, and especially on digital, if you ever have to update, have a little fan. I put mine under the aircon, which is right up there when I'm updating it on this computer. You need to try to keep it as cool as possible. And if you crash a long way away and your drone is just cooking in the sun, it doesn't even have to be in the Aussie heat. This could be anywhere. This could just be indoors. And I would guess even in some cold places, it's still very, very possible to overheat your VTX. So if you are flying around on analog and you crash your drone and you're worried about it overheating, what you can do is there is an option with smart audio. So you should still be able to flick your drone off as long as you've got like a radio link to your drone. You can set it so you can turn your radio off on a switch and like put it into turn your VTX off on a switch. So put it into pit mode or something that will reduce the output of it. That will significantly cool it down, because if you crash and it's like smashing out 800, I don't know, 800 milliwatts or something, it is going to absolutely be cooking. But like I said, I saw you're in Australia, so I know that you are only legally flying around on 25 milliwatts. Always follow rules and regulations because we wouldn't want anybody breaking any laws or anything like that. We do not condone that. So yeah, if you crash it and it's analog, let me know. See if you can put it into pit mode. That would be my recommendation. Number 2, well, don't fly too far away. Like, I don't know where you're crashing that it takes so long to get your drone. What is the problem when you're crashing? Like, is it just sitting there and then you're getting some VTX overheat warnings or something like that? Because a little bit more information can help me solve that. And other people are saying, yeah, what VTX is it? Landing in water will fix that. Yeah, thank you very much there. Funis is saying that. So yeah, low power. Johnny DRC is saying I use low power disarm. Yeah, so that's some good options. Now, if you are flying around and you are using digital, it can get a little bit more tricky. You might have some options depending on which one you're using through your headset. If you still have a connection to your drone, you might be able to put it into like power safe, what is it called, like standby mode or something. I know on the walk snail you can put things into standby mode. Or if you are really worried about it, something that we did in this video, let me see if I can get this on the screen. Let's have a look here. It is, sorry, just going into my videos right here. And a big shout out to Stickman Steve for his work on this one. I wonder if we're probably going to get some ads and things. Seems like I'm getting a Lord of the Rings ad or something that's coming up about some show. But hopefully no copyrights. And Chris is saying there is HC0, there's an option to completely turn off the VTX. Man, how many ads am I getting here? Who puts ads on their YouTube videos? What's going on? So, let's see. Here we go. So we have, when we built this car right here, because it's not flying through the air all the time, it's not the DeLorean. So Stickman Steve, this has digital in here. And I'm seeing if I can get a real close-up, maybe. But what Steve had actually done is he had a little fan that he bought. I think he got it off like AliExpress or something. It had the same mounting holes, and it was powered off like a 5-volt Beck or something, or maybe it was 3 point. It was a very, very low voltage little fan, but that was enough just to go all the time that the VTX didn't get hot at all. So if you can get some airflow over it, even after you crash your drone, if you're using an external like little fan or something that that is inbuilt in there, it can go pretty well. Or the last option, something like the GT cam from Walk Snail, it actually has an inbuilt fan. Let's have a look here. It's going to work if I type this in like this. So you can see right here, oh, my face is in the way, but yeah, you can also get some digital options. I know at least on the Walk Snail where it doesn't matter. This is never going to overheat. I've left this drone plugged in. I think when I did my Nomad testing, I used this camera and it's been plugged in for a long time, just sitting there. The fan keeps it perfectly cool, which it kind of needs to, because this can go up to like 3 watts or something, I believe, on the digital side of things. Anyway, thank you for that question. Anybody else, if you've got some questions too, throw them down below. We're going to keep moving on. I want to do a little bit of a roundup of some of the best and worst products that came across the bench in UAVFutures in 2024. We had a couple of real stinkers that I didn't like. And when I was putting this list together, I thought, you know what? 2024 has been a really, really good year for FPV. We've got some amazing things, some sort of jumps in technology or jumps in price points that's going to get a lot more people flying. So the list was much easier to do the positive things than when I looked at the negative things. So we're going to start off with a couple of positives first, and then we'll talk about some of the things that I didn't like. So number 5. And if I would love to know too, like, what do you think are the best products we've had in 2024, or the worst? What's something that you absolutely hated, or what is something that you really, really loved and like, man, that was awesome for the hobby? Let's have a look here. Number 5, I would say. Oh, that's not it. That's the wrong one. Let me jump over here. I'm sure they'll be at race day quads. Was this bad boy? So I think this made a big impact for a lot of people who want to fly whoops and want to fly digital. For me, it's not my favorite type of flying, but I understand, like, if you're flying around indoors and the community that is surrounded with whoops, it is still a very, very important part of our hobby. And to have a really, really light little board here that's your VTX and it's doing everything that you need it to do is awesome. To be able to hook this up, fly around with HD0 in a whoop space. And I don't think the price is terrible at all. I think, yeah, getting that picture in that small form factor on a tiny little whoop is outstanding. So that would be my number 5 product and I've never flown it. I should say I've seen a lot of videos on it. I have never flown this actual product, but from what I can tell and the research that I've done on it and the videos that I've seen on it, this is great for what I love about the hobby. People getting together, flying, having fun, and giving them an awesome like FPV feed back to their eyes, because that's probably one of the things I don't like about whoops or tiny little analog quads is I'm spoiled. Like, digital for me looks so good, and every time I have to go back to analog, it just stings a little bit. So it takes a little bit of the joy out of it, knowing how good pictures can be on the digital side of things. Look, it's still HD0, which doesn't compare to IPC or CADX or DJI, but I think this is a great product. It's a little bit sad that it's sold out, or maybe that just means that it's really popular. I hope they're still producing a lot of these. Let's see. Avata 2. This is from Mr. Electrons. He's saying the Avata 2, I probably wouldn't have got into FPV if there wasn't such an easy kit. Would send it in for repair options. All right, we're going to be talking about that a little bit. That's quite interesting that you've brought that up, because getting people into the hobby is definitely important. I'm probably thinking of like technological things that are really making a difference for people, whether that be price points or just getting people flying. But that's good of getting people into the hobby. I haven't really thought about that. Number 4. So the 4th best product that I think we got in 2024 is a very, very recent one. It's on its way shipping to me. That's what I bet turns up today as well. And that would be the DJI N3 goggles. So they're coming in. They're about $230. They're going to be a serious contender or a serious competitor to any other digital option out there, whether that be HD0, whether that be CADX's or Walksnail's cheap $199 goggles. To get the N3 goggles, an option for digital at that cheap price point, is going to be massive for people coming in, because price is a huge barrier to entry into any hobby. The cheaper it is, the more people we can have in and get flying. And I don't want to do any gatekeeping around here or anything like that. Like, as long as you are being safe, please come into our hobby. Please, I want more people experiencing FPV and having an awesome time. And I feel like this community that we have right here is amazing. And I'm getting a little bit sidetracked, but if someone else is feeling too cool for school, or they're like, oh, I liked it when it was complex, this is what makes it cool, this is what makes it us, get out of here. Let this person improve their life and enjoy the skies, you jerk. Just I don't know, just let people fly and have fun. So I don't want any gatekeeping of this hobby. We want as many people in here flying, having a good time. And if we can get that with the N3 goggles, double thumbs up for that. I mean, DJI is not my favorite company. I don't like the monopoly that they have or the position that they are in the market. I am intimidated by their strengths or what they can do by the amount of influence they have and hold over our hobby. However, in this case, it looks like those goggles are going to do some wonders for people. And like other people mentioned, the Avata 2, it is getting people in here. They are learning to fly. They are enjoying the skies. So yeah, I think those N3 goggles are going to be pretty cool, and I definitely can't wait to try them out. So it's going to be a very, very interesting time. Number 3 would be, I don't think it changed the hobby so much as it was just a really, really cool piece of tech, and that was, let's have a look here, this. So the Radiomaster Nomad. So I don't think many people are going to be using this, but the technology that it was doing was very, very interesting. And I think it was done in a pretty decent way. I mean, the antennas are not my favorite. Maybe they could have had some different solutions right there. But yeah, having the ability to simultaneously use a low band and a 2.4 band for your control link, it's a new way of doing things. Like I have to say, I really, really like that. And it might not be for your use case, but there will still be a lot of people out there, and I'm not even talking conflict zones. Like there will still be a lot of people out there who maybe bando flying, where you want to be able to have the best of both worlds, or flying in some situations where you don't know what the RF environment is going to be like, or what the noise floor is like, or anything like that. A product like this that I think is pretty reasonably priced, like $60 right here. It's a bit of a thumbs up. So I think that's a cool product that might not be for everybody, but it definitely has some big impacts on our hobby, and we'll probably see other companies or other protocols or other manufacturers take note of this and see what they can push that, and they can innovate on what this is doing. Can you change out the antennas? Sorry, I just joined. No, so these antennas are 2.4 and a low band as well, so like around the 900, 800 megahertz. Now, I don't think these would be, I imagine, special antennas, but I don't know enough about RF engineering, but I think there might be a better way to do this. It is just that they have done this for simplicity's sake, because nobody wanted to see 4 antennas sticking off the back, right? That just doesn't make sense. And I don't know if one is transmit or one is receive, or which does which, or if this is just low band and if this is 2.4 band. I'm not too sure on how it actually operates and what you can change and can't change. I would not be changing these antennas at all, though, unless you got some specific ones that were made for the Nomad. Someone's saying they're just SMA. No, they are normal 2.4 and 900. So it's just one each. Are we sure? I don't know which is which on there. One is 2.4 and one is 900. Well, that's coming in from Spaceman. So if that is the case, yeah, you could swap them out. But yeah, I still think this is a really cool product. That's why that was my number 3 pick for some of the greatest products that we've seen in FPV in 2024. Number 2, this should be no surprise. Put down what you think number 2 is going to be, please, in the chat. What do you think the most influential or impactful or positive product or the best product we got in 2024 was? Because for me, let's have a look here. It was, let's see if I can get this. I should go directly to their website. And this bad boy right here. This was the number 2 product, this little kit, and it's a little bit more expensive. It was actually a drone. Spaceman is saying the all-in-one. Yeah, we've already done that. That was the number 5 product. But this right here, the Lightning 2, so the Walk Snail kit, which is a little drone like this, although this is the Draknite. This drone here, it was almost everything that I ever wanted in just a little binafly quad that flew amazing, was tons of fun. It gave me that digital, like, I cannot sing praises for this enough. Like I said, I've done this for 10 years, and in the review, what I said about this was, this is the single best drone I have ever flown, period. It's like everything that I want. It is fun. It's small form factor. It's cheap to like get the batteries. It's not intimidating. You can fly this and it feels like you get a rush like you're flying a 5-inch when you're flying this thing around. But it's that tiny little form factor. Like it is awesome. You can race your friends. It's not perfect. I have done some upgrades and things like that to mine, which I would like to change maybe in the future with them, or if I could contact them and say, hey, we should change these things. But overall, for a little bind and fly, they absolutely smashed it out of the park. Anyone who has flown one of these is going to have an awesome time. So yeah, I think really, really cool. And that's my number 2 product of 2024. And then number 1, here we go. There's only one left. You should be able to guess it. Let's get this on the screen. Can you tell us what upgrades? Yes, okay, so I can. So a couple of little things. I'll just jump back to here then why I do this. I changed and it wasn't too much. So a little bit of camera, a bit better camera protection. When they're on here, I think the Stickman Steve has chipped the top of his camera that's in here, and you can see it sticks out the front a little bit. I don't like that. There's some solutions where if you could print even like some bumpers, so to speak, so the bumpers crumple and smash before your camera does. Number 2, I would like around the outside, just here, almost like a quarter part of a stack saver. So is this going to zoom in for me? So around here, just on this part, to stop a little bit of grass and moisture flicking in. I know you need some airflow. So you could have some big, basically a 3D printed little sleeve you can put over here that is also perforated or has a lot of holes in it to let some airflow through. But on the outside, just some little covers just on this side and just on the other side to stop a whole bunch of grass and moisture getting in. Number 3, does it show us a picture from the back? So what I've done on mine, it's not going to show us. But right behind this part of the frame, right? I need that, where's that top view? So just here, I have a piece of clear heat shrink and I have wired in like a really single bright little LED. And I want that because I'm chasing my friends and flying around and having a good time. And then the last one, you can see what they've done here is we have an independent receiver, which is great, but it is still using, it's just this little piece right here. So that's still a little ceramic receiver. I wanted a full-size receiver in there. So I actually have, in mine, there's a pit that goes across the top here, and it has a proper like little 2.4 T-style antenna in there. So yeah, that's how I've improved mine. So just a couple of little things. It still flies great out of the box as is. Oh, and yeah, I put 4-bladed props on mine, so it's a little bit grippier. So 4-blade props, a little bit of better camera protection, a bit of a sleeve over here to protect some things, an LED on the back, and a proper sized antenna. It probably adds about like 2 grams to the 2-3 grams to the total weight of this thing, but then it's like perfect. It's everything I've ever wanted in flying around. Those are smart upgrades though. Awesome. The LED is just like the Drachnite. What it actually is, it's a little bit smaller than that. And one of the reasons, the way that I really liked mounting it is because I put it in some clear heat shrink around the back right here. That acts as like a light diffuser. So it makes it easier to spot anyway when you're cruising around. It looks even better. Rather than having one really bright, tiny little focal point of the LED, it makes it feel, I don't know, like bigger. So yeah, just a bit of diffused LED light there on the back. It looks really cool. Sort of the whole backside is glowing bright pink when you're cruising around in some low light. All right, we've got other people tuning in. We're talking about what are the best products of 2024, and then we're going to be talking about 3 stinkers that I didn't have the best time with. My number 1 product of 2024 that I think changed the hobby in a big way, got a lot of people flying, and it's going to be very different when it comes to 2025 now that we have the goggles N3 out from DJI. But that was these. Jump over here. So for $199, these bad boys right here. So the goggles L. So yeah, I've got this on Australian prices at the moment, but yeah, 100, or do I? No, I don't. There we go. So yeah, $199 for the Walk Snail Goggles L. These, just for me, I have the Goggles X from Walk Snail, and what you can do with these, I feel like for the price, are amazing. Yeah, there's no bells and whistles, and they are pretty basic, but what they do, I believe they do really, really well. I use them on a lot of my long range flights when I'm going to be using Walk Snail. You'll see in a lot of my videos, I'm flying around these, and I've got the more expensive goggles. Doesn't mean I use these all the time, but I just think for the price, getting people flying, this is awesome. The picture is good enough. The antennas are built in. They're easy to use. They just kind of work. I really like these. I think they're going to get a lot of people flying for $199. So yeah, a big thumbs up. And I did a video which was like, hey, this is the best way to start FPV in 2024. This would have been what I'd picked. Now, it might be different in 2025 when we look at what the N3 and the O4 Air unit, and depending on prices, but this married up with like a Mob 8 or like a little Draknite or Lightning, a Ready Master Pocket, you're looking at like sub $500 for a serious kit that you never need to upgrade again. If they said this is all you can fly, that is good enough. The Lightning or the Mobula 8, okay, the drone you probably will crash and eventually want to upgrade or try some things different. But these goggles, I'm telling you, they're good enough. I've done this for 10 years, and if they said that's all you get, okay, fine. The Radio Master Pocket, great radio. All right, that's I'll fly that around forever. No biggie. And then when you marry it up with a little drone as well, like, you're just gonna have so much fun. So I don't know. It's pretty cool stuff. Spaceman is saying, when will DIY FPV be open to the public? I signed up within 15 minutes of your video. Well, I don't want to put too much pressure on the rest of the team, but all I can say is very, very, with a couple more capital varies very soon. So, you know, when they talk about like putting polish on something, that's what we're up to. So that is what is happening right now. And here's another part too, right? Like I love FPV, and I could be getting myself in trouble here talking about this sort of stuff. I love FPV, and I really just love the community, and like I've worked on this thing for over a year. Okay, I know no one wants this released more than me, but you know what is also really important? It's like having a community, having a family that you can talk to. But I'm a huge believer in also your real life family, like my wife, my family, my kids, and other. Like, I never want to stress people and be like, you know what, let's go to work. Life's too short for that sort of stuff. And FPV makes me appreciate my family more. And that's when it's like, hey, it's a nice time of year. I know we should be grinding and pushing, and that's what business would tell us to do. Like, let's get this out. But it's also important to take a step back and be like, okay, let's spend some time with loved ones around here. So, I mean, if Christmas wasn't here and people weren't on having holidays or anything, it's nice to be like, yeah, let's just, we will release this. It is very, very close, but it's also an important time of year for a lot of people. So I'm a big believer in putting your real life family first. So yeah, if we didn't have that mentality, I think this site would be live right now. So yeah, don't worry. That's how close it is. So, okay, we've got props off. We've got other people tuning in from the UK. What site are you looking at? Using it to look for these products. You can put my check in the post, mate. Yeah, this is DIY FPV. I didn't really have this plan too much to talk about, but it is like this is a site I've been building in the background with another bloke called Tom's. And if you watch my streams for a while, people would know about it, but it is going to revolutionize FPV. We have so much stuff in here. This isn't just like a product searcher. Like, we have a builder where you can build and wire up components. We have like a dashboard where people are posting things. And hey, if you ever wanted to fly with somebody else, but you don't know who's flying around in your area, check it out. We've got some different maps. So it looks like we've put a different map background in here, trying some new things as well. So, or maybe you've got some troubleshooting, or you want to send somebody a message, or how do these actually work? Like, it's really cool what we are building here. This is going to be the ultimate site for FPV, and that's not even hyperbole. Like, this is going to be a game changer, and the link should be down below, and it will be released very, very soon. It's kind of like the site that I have always wanted, and if you love FPV, you're going to love this. This is a dream come true that we've been able to bring this to the community. And even if UAVFutures disappeared tomorrow, I feel like this would be like a gift that I could give the community and say, here's everything that this will change the hobby in such a positive, impactful way that will just get people flying and connecting and improving their life. Like, I don't know, I just feel so proud when I think of this. It's very, very close. So there's a sign up link anyway down below. You get an email very, very soon. Stay tuned. That's all I can say is stay tuned. People are putting the final touches of polish on, but also spending some time with their family around this time of year. So anyway, let's continue on to, sorry, that went for a bit of a rant right there. We'll be able to, Chris Croft is saying, will we be able to put race events like our Club Rebels on there? There will be race integration. I'm going to have a video out soon where you'll see what we can do. Features, like this is still early access. What you will get when it goes live, what you can see here, there is like more features planned, more features that are not even just planned, that are being worked on. But we'll be releasing early access first, because if we wait forever till everything's done, it will never release. It is so good now. Like, I use this all the time in the background when I'm doing reviews, finding products, like trying to help people. This tool is so powerful that I use this. So we're like, man, we should release this so people can use it, even if the rest of the site, even if all the features aren't finished. So you're going to get access to different parts that will be coming along. But yeah, absolutely, like calendars and events and ways to do things. Race integration is something that I feel like we can really do well as well. So definitely stay tuned, and maybe I'll have to work something out with the Rebels, FPV Rebels here in Queensland, and have a chat to them, have a bit of a meetup and say, hey, this is what we, what would you like to see in a site, and get some of their feedback as well. Okay. Props office saying never UAVFutures will test time itself. Maybe, man, we've been doing it for like 10 years. Okay, the real stinkers of FPV in 2024. So these are, I only really have 3 products that I didn't like. Well, 2 products I didn't like, and number 3 that was just a bit of a headache and I don't think was really worth it to anyone. So number 3 was a recent video you would have seen, and that was of the Recon Y6, which, it just, like, my face is in the way here. This right here, it's like just not worth it for 99% of the pilots. Like, it's cool because it's novelty. We got like a tricopter thing that has 6 motors. Like, if you haven't seen this quad, it's doing some things a little bit different, but it's not innovative. It's not pushing the boundaries of anything. And I think generally you just get a better flight experience using a light long range 5-inch than you do trying to do this. This is like overcomplicating a simple problem, or a simpler problem. And yeah, it's just, this was probably one of my, it's not least favorites. I'm not saying this is a stinker of 2024. It just sort of missed the mark and was only interesting because of its novelty, not because it was doing anything wrong. It just was like a little bit too complex. However, the next product that this one really was a stinker, and I don't know if I even have this in the database. And I hated this drone. Oh, we're getting a McDonald's ad. Great. And some Pandora jewelry ads. I'm not going to play YouTube ads twice. This bad boy. This right here, I don't know how to pronounce this, the Sequoia or something. This 10-inch drone right here was absolutely garbage. I did not like it. It was like, it said it would give us 45 minutes, I think it was 45 minutes flight time and 140 like kilometers per hour. It flew like a school bus that was powered by Fred Flintstone. Like, it was crazy, crazy bad. So the motors were terrible. You can see the oscillations, and it was just not fun. It's obviously made for sort of one-way missions, if you want to read into that however you will. It just was, yeah, a junk drone that I didn't like at all. Just not great. This is probably my number 2 worst product of 2024. Something I had, like, I mean, it wasn't like I had the least amount of fun with it. I've never seen a 10-inch drone fly around before. I don't know, maybe I was expecting something a little bit better, but based on what they said, it was nothing like their lies, basically. Yeah, so I don't know. I did not like that product. And then number 2, and this is where I get a bit of heat right here. I can see Stickman Steve sending me a message. And then let's have a look. Number 2 was Props Off is saying, for a tall, cold, and delicious one, you're one of the great ambassadors to the hobby. Thanks so much, brother. I truly appreciate that. I'm glad you feel like that. Other people are saying, Spaceman's giving you a little reply there. He's saying, you are awesome. Thank you very much for that super chat, my friend. It truly does make a difference. More than people know, actually. This, let me know what you think about this product, but this was my least favorite product. And I'll probably get, not in trouble, but this right here, I think will ruffle some feathers. The Cetus X. So I hated this drone. To tell you how bad this is, I've got 3 of these. Like, I have 3 of these kits. First one didn't work. I had some major problems with it. Then Beta FPV said, hey, how about you try the non-Cetus, you try the Betaflight version and the Cetus version. We'll see if we can fix it up. It didn't matter which one that I used. The flight experience was absolutely, sorry, the bundle experience, it would make me never want to touch FPV again. I hated it. I tried to tell them this, and they said maybe it's because I know so much about FPV and how things work that this is annoying. But, like, for example, this is an Xbox controller, but if you had a button that just changes your VTX channel, why? Why is that on the radio? If a newcomer accidentally hits that and then they've got to cycle through 60 channels on their goggles, but it doesn't really tell you, it doesn't match up great. It was just a really, really poor product, which unfortunately, if you took the components of the drone itself, it probably would have flown okay. If I could just fly around with the motors, the props, the camera, and put in a Betaflight flight controller, I didn't mind the frame, it probably should have flown okay. I just really, really didn't like that. So, yeah, this is my number 1 worst product that I read. It doesn't mean Beta FPV makes terrible products. I just feel like this is damaging to the hobby. I hated it. I hated it. If I got this, I would want to not do FPV. And FPV is if someone said this is all you can fly forever, I'm giving up FPV. That's how bad the experience was when I had with this. So yeah, that's my stinkers of 2024, and this is at the top of the pile. Props Off is saying, if 200,000 people gives $2, man, life-changing stuff. That's what dreams are made of. Well, you know what? If people would like to support my Patreon, I'm going to put the link down below. It is definitely not 200,000 people. It's probably more like $200 a month. So if you would like to support over on my Patreon, that link is down below. Like, I love FPV. I love sharing FPV. And it's probably never been more difficult to do this as a career. I was a teacher for 10 years before I gave that up and decided I wanted to do, this full time and getting people flying. So yeah, that link's down below. Big shout out to Johnny DRC. I know he's been a supporter for a long time. We've got some other people here as well. So yeah, that's going to be down there below. If you would like to join, I just want to say thank you, because that means it's like $12 a year if you just did $1 a month. Maybe that's how I should phrase it. Hey, it's $12 a year for $1 a month to sign up to. You probably get 2 videos a month, 2 videos a week, so 8 videos a month that are like dedicated videos, plus 2 to 3 like stream clips, plus a live stream. What's that? Let's say 5 videos, 20 videos a month, like 200 plus videos a year for $12. If you think that's worth it or that's worth your time, I'm going to say, please sign up. Like, I don't know. Okay, the next part that I want to talk about a little bit, I'm just looking at the time actually. So I did need to talk about some DJI links, which is right here. If I open this up, so this is the new DJI 04 Air unit. We had some new links coming out. I'm really excited about this because I have the N3 goggles on the way, and I'm pretty sure that these are going to be able to marry up to them. So we have also a Pro version and a light version. There's going to be a couple of key differences between the two. A big one here, you can see we have dual antennas on this. So this is the Pro version. I feel like I've been talking for a long time. So, and let's have a look here. This says, it appears the Pro variant with enhanced features and improved thermal management. So, look, that could just be a bigger heatsink. Who actually knows? And we will also have a different camera as well from the looks of it. It'll be really interesting if we can take that good camera and put it on the, I don't think it's called the light, but just like the standard or the base 04 Air unit. And we have this picture as well. Just showing a bit of a comparison between the two. So really, really exciting times. I think here, if we can change this antenna out as well, it should be pretty good. That will be, you know, we can probably maybe put some of these on. I'm not too sure exactly till we get some to test and muck around and have some fun with it. But the big part for me that I'm excited about is this stripped down version right here, like being able to take one of these little 04 Air units and seeing just how small we can cram of a craft we can cram it into. I don't think we'll be able to cram it into something that's like this small, but maybe like a 2.5 inch or at least a 3 inch. This will be absolutely perfect for. So we should get some of that nice, juicy DJI HD footage streamed back to us, and it's going to be a big game changer, a big wake up call for CADX and Walkstyle to see what they're doing. So yeah, I'm pretty excited here to have these released, and it's interesting now with the Pro version coming out, just what that means. And I think the price, I don't know if, was it Mads Tech said this morning, was it $199 for the Pro? Which is, I mean, it's not cheap. So it'll be interesting to see how much the Air unit is going to be. I feel like that's going to be the big seller. If they can really dominate the market, you would want the cheap version as well in terms of FPV. If you can get a pair of goggles and get something like this for cheap, a lot of people are going to be having some fun cruising around, flying around, having a good time. All right, this is from Happy RC Flyers. Let's see if I can put this on the screen. He says, I appreciate your honesty in the product reviews. Lots of reviews only say good things about free products. Honesty helps the hobby. No one wants to be disappointed with a new quad. Look, I have to say, I get a lot of flack about this as well. So I think that most reviewers out there, they are genuinely having a good time and they love FPV. And I'm not going to name any names, but I think that even if a product is bad, they're probably still having an awesome time with it, and maybe they're conveying that. What I don't like is like when people lie and it's an absolute piece of garbage, but I think their viewers let people know what that's like. I've been here for 10 years. I still have a lot of support on here. I think I've gotten some things wrong in the past, or maybe I haven't conveyed some things, but yeah, I'm really proud of what I do. I used to really worry about like what the community would respond to, and I don't know, just what they would feel. And over time, I've just learned that it's just as long as you are yourself and you just like telling it your own experiences, that's the important part. Like if you're having an awesome time and you convey that, that's the important part. And my dream really is, and I know that this comes through in the videos that I do, I want to change people's lives. I want to get them flying. I want them to have an awesome time. And if I give them something like the Cetus X and they're going to have a terrible time, it's like completely detrimental to like my objective, my mission, the whole reason why I do this. So I look at a product as like, hey, are you going to enjoy this? And at the end of the day, is this worth spending your cash on? I remember what it's like being absolutely broke or having like $20 is the difference of like, here's per week, here's my spending money between all my bills, and being in the red and being in the green, and deciding, hey, is this worth spending my cash on? If I, like, as an everyday person who's like working for day, you're living like week to week trying to get through, is this worth spending my cash on to get flying? That's what I look at it like, an everyday person. And that's probably why I love value products as well. That's why, even though I can fly all the gear that I want, things like the Cadex 199 or Walksnail 199 goggles L are a great way to get people flying. So one of the things that actually does annoy me on the other end is when people talk about great drones, but like they are a necessity to get. So you might be getting they only recommend the most expensive, badass, awesome pieces of gear that can cost thousands of dollars, and anything less is below them. That grinds my gears a little bit, because you don't need that good gear to have a good time. And I feel like that's just gatekeeping the hobby and keeping people out. So anyway, thank you very much for those kind words. A bit of a derail right there, I should say, or a detour. JP is saying, miss the flying you did with Grumpy Trev, analog and brush whips. Yeah, Grumpy Trev, he's a legend. But I live like 1,500 miles away from that town now. So yeah, a bit of a sea change, but yeah, he was a really cool dude. I wonder if he still does FPV. Actually, I know he did a couple of things on his channel, but I don't think he's done an FPV video for a couple of years right there. I use my recycling money to purchase FPV gear. That's from Johnny DRC. Well, that sounds like a lot of recycling you've got right there. And someone is saying, cheers, brother. So anyway, I'm going to say, I had some more things to talk about, but I feel like my voice is disappearing for some reason. So I might just put those onto next week's notes. We've been going for about an hour now. I want to say to every single one of you, all the people who are here, thanks so much for tuning in. We are here week in, week out. If you want to see DIY FPV, make sure you sign up down below. Like I mentioned, that is going to be coming very, very soon. And if you are one of the crazy people out there and you would like to support UAVFutures, we have a very close-knit, cool, amazing community over on my Patreon. If you want to sign up, that link's going to be down below as well. Or if you'd like to give a one-off donation, this is the first stream that I put in. I think it's like a PayPal link or something. So if you'd just like to send whatever you would like in a donation, that link's going to be down there below. So anyway, I want to say thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you have a fantastic week, and get out there, get flying, and have an awesome time. And as always, happy flying. Right after this, I actually have a heap of work to do, because I plan to take about a week off around Christmas, and I need to get some stuff organized. So I know I have an RC lap timer that I'm working on. I need to catch up with Stickman Steve is finally back, although he sent me a message saying he is sick. So I'm just waiting for him to heal up a little bit so we can do some, like, we got some little whoops, some of the newbie drones, like the Hummingbird drones. They're really, really light, like 15 or 16 gram ones, when I'm screaming that around. Got some more things with wings. Yeah, there is a heap of stuff downstairs in different parts of the studio that are in various stages of filming that I need to finish before we go away. All right. Stu, I had a friend help me with Discord. I think I got it figured out. If you want to hang out. Oh yeah, Discord is amazing. So there we go. Props off. I probably just pop in randomly, or you should be able to just tag me on there if you want to have a catch up or a bit of a chat or something, and I'll be able to jump in. It also depends what I got going on if I'm around, but yeah, definitely. Send me a little tag at UAVFutures, and if you hit enter, it will come up in the Discord, and I'll get a little notification there. That goes for anybody as well. Like, maybe we'll have to organize sometime next week where after the stream, we can all just jump in, hang out, and have some questions, and yeah, just hang out in Discord. That might be a cool way for people to sort of get together, especially over Christmas. So anyway, all right, guys, you are amazing. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next week. Catches.